Well, good afternoon, good evening, good day. My name is Kenzie McKayde. Welcome to my channel. So I just want to talk to you today about the art of giving and receiving feedback. Now, giving feedback is obviously a challenging thing to do at first. So you need not be afraid. There's nothing to fear in giving feedback. The idea is to take a good look at what you would like to discuss and note it in a way that is hugely empowering, will come across very well received by the other person, and something that will open them up because with everybody, with all of us as human beings, I feel we have a part of us that is like a blind spot. Sometimes there are things we just don't know about ourselves that we need to know, and we should be reliant on others to tell us what we need to know to improve ourselves. And the way I see it is, we have if you have a 360-degree perspective, there is this blind spot where we just don't know what we don't know. What can we do that works better? And how do we bring what we don't know, what we can't see on a peripheral, into vision so that we can actually address that and move forwards with confidence and grow and evolve. So receiving feedback is hugely key. Giving feedback is, again, hugely key. And I'm here to basically talk today about how to give feedback in a very constructive manner. So with everything that you see that you'd love to feedback on, make note of positives. So start with the positives, write down what you've noticed, what you've observed, what is great about what you've seen in somebody, what potential can you see as a result of what they're doing well. It's really important to tell a person what they're doing incredibly well. And it's a lovely way to get started. It's a nice intro, I feel, into giving certainly written feedback and verbal, however you wish to communicate that to somebody. And also to take a moment to look at growth areas. I don't like to call it negative feedback. I love to call it growth areas. I think that's way more empowering and much more positive and productive, and also better received by the recipient. So let's take a moment to look at what that may look like. So, for example, if somebody is doing a presentation, they are talking about an intriguing subject area, and you are engrossed in what they're saying, but they're doing something potentially in their body language which is off-putting, and you feel you need to point it out. So the way to start is to talk about how wonderful you found the speech, how you found it very intriguing, you're mesmerized by the content. However, there was a slight little distraction, and a growth area could be to potentially try and stand still for a little bit longer because the pacing can be a little bit distracting to the audience. And I found it took a little bit of value away from what you were saying. So that would be a good example of how to talk about something in a positive way. And then you reinforce the good again. So you then go back and say, but the actual content was absolutely amazing. And I think with that hand in hand, if with the pacing sorted, it would just be even more powerful. And I'm really looking forward to your next talk. Something along those lines. The the one thing about giving feedback I would notice, you are responsible. I feel it's everybody's responsibility to give that feedback, and do not be scared to do it. I know back in the old school days of business, it felt very much like feedback was reserved for managers or team leaders, somebody in a leadership position above you. However, at this day and age, we embracing feedback from anybody and everybody. I embrace feedback from everybody around me, including right now. So it's really important that I absorb that. I look at that, and I take. I am responsible for how I take that feedback, but at the same time, I feel when you give the feedback, you're also responsible for how that person takes the feedback. So as long as it's done in a very constructive and positive manner with best interests at heart. So when I say best interests, I mean deliver it in a sense that you want that person to grow and they can feel that you want them to grow. That's hugely important. So if they feel that you're on that you are on their side, then absolutely that I'm sure will be embraced, and they will see that from you. So that's always very good to take a moment and say, I really want you to be hugely successful in this area, and there's no, underlining hidden agenda to it. It literally is because you do genuinely want to see that person succeed to the highest potential, their highest potential. So it's not a taboo anymore. It's something that is encouraged in workplaces worldwide now. And also receiving feedback, again, whilst the person is responsible for how you may take the feedback, you are also responsible for how you receive that feedback. It is up to you. And this is such an eye-opener. Now, when I was first, I had a manager years ago who he said, I'm just going to touch you straight. And he actually sat me down. He said, Kenzie, this is how you're seen by the management team. Wow, was I floored. I was floored, but wow, was I pleased, because he told me exactly what they thought. He did not mince his words. He literally told me. And I took that information. I thought, wow, I'm going to do something with that. This is mine to own. This is my feedback. This is mine to embrace. This is mine to absorb. This is mine to hold within the very essence of my day-to-day life. I'm going to hold it in my subconscious. I'm going to live, breathe that feedback as a positive. And I took everything that was said, and I literally made sure mentally I made a note of what I could do to counter it. How could I show that that isn't me anymore? How can I press reset and literally grow and evolve from now knowing this, blind spot that I have? So that is an example where you are hugely responsible for how you take that feedback, and you might be flawed. You might be flawed. You might be absolutely devastated by what you hear. Hopefully not. But if you are, let me just tell you that can be very powerful. Take it as a positive. It's up to you. Whether you let it in, because not everything you have to let in. And if you feel that the person giving you feedback is maybe out of line, in some way misaligned, should I say, and maybe not quite correct, then get another opinion. Ask as many people as necessary to get a full picture, 360 picture of what it is about that, whether there's any truth in it or not. You don't have to let everything in, but it's important when a number of people do say, well, there is this growth area, that it does exist, then you take that with the huge positive that is meant, and you use it as a massive tool for growth. I basically took that information that this manager gave me, and I changed my being. I made sure that I no longer did the negative or the growth area that I was told that I did previously. And I literally carved everything that he said into my day-to-day working. And do you know what? I had the best year I'd ever had in my career. I got plaudits from across the management team. I actually got promoted. You do not know how effective that will be. I would play with it, find out, has it made a difference? But once you do put it into practice and you do actually work that muscle, so you do listen, you absorb, and then you make the changes that you've heard. Then once you deliver against those changes and people can see the difference, make sure you then reach out for feedback again. Get that feedback again. So here, ask the question, how you gave me this feedback 6 months ago. I would love to know how I've changed since then. Have you seen the difference? Have you noticed a change? When you said this, how do I now respond? Whatever it may be, drag it out, draw it out, get the information, and you will hopefully positives that have come out. Wow, I've really seen such a difference in you. That's taking you into a new plane. You will hopefully hear it off the back without even asking for the feedback as well. So that's why giving feedback is hugely important, but also how you receive that feedback is hugely important too. Feedback should be embraced by everybody. I'm a true believer that feedback is key. And talking of feedback, if you would like to feedback to me on how I presented in this video, please let me know what you think of the content. But at my pace, is my pace too fast? Is it too slow? Is it boring, exciting, vibrant? I don't know. Please tell me, because I'm so keen to hear. Please comment. Please like and subscribe. I will be doing lots of other business talks such as this and general health, life, everything, any subject you would like me to cover. I am here. So please do let me know if you'd like to hear more from me and hit that subscribe button. Okay, well, that's it for me. I will hopefully see you very soon. Have a great day. Take care. Bye for now.